Neighbor's getting home. Let's see if this malfunctions again where I can't see chat. It's wonderful. Well, anyway, forget the malfunctions that only I notice. Welcome back to another Case of the Mondays. This is our 63rd installment. And Katie would be here right now, but she's afraid River wouldn't be able to sit still long enough. So she's going to go inside and help with the chat. I can't see the chat right now due to the Streamlabs app not working correctly for me. So I can't even tell if you can hear me or not. I was hoping to really interact with the chat tonight, which, man, maybe there's something that I can do on settings. No. Nope. Let's edit. Yep, chat should be on the left-hand side, just under our logo, right here. And I see nothing. That really sucks, guys, because I wanted to interact. I wonder if I could open my YouTube app at the same time. Probably not. Anyway, okay, so it's Monday.
Do you have a radio?
No, I can't see chat at all.
Can I give you a radio and the radio knows what chat is? Huh?
Yeah, grab me the other radio, I guess. Hopefully it doesn't interfere with the sound. Katie's idea is to give me a radio and she can radio in to me to things to talk about. And I hope that doesn't interfere the sound on here. Sometimes that can happen. Thank you, Katie. All right. Where was I? Monday, July 7th, 7/7/25. We all know the date. You know, I don't like it when little malfunctions happen like that in the beginning of the stream because it can throw me off. But you know what? Press on, move forward. Behind me here is our pond. I actually like this little location when it's nice out. Now that we have the shade cloth, you can see the sun is right about here. That would be just blaring on the camera, on you guys, on me, and make it very uncomfortable. But it's nice. The pond is doing pretty well. Just in spite of the shade cloth, though, it is still getting murky with algae. But that's the way it goes every year here. More plants would help. Being that we have goldfish in there, I don't know, they're seemingly leaving the hornwort alone. So I should throw more of that in there, I think. Of course, duckweed, they just eat it up. So this becomes our duckweed killing spot. Yeah. Nothing yet from Katie on here. Of course, she's going to be watching it like way delayed. So we'll see how well this works. Anyway, tongue twisted all of a sudden. They're finally doing some decent stuff out in the yard again. Not as well as we'd hope, but at least what I would hope. When I take a look around, like, I've got a lot done so far. Our flowers are blooming nice outside. I'm gonna have to take you guys to take a look at those. My mind has mostly been on the Fish Fam cookout. It is less than a month away, and I'm really excited about it. Katie and I both are. We've been prepping a little bit so far. Probably get more heavy into the prepping a little bit later, but we're excited. I'm excited to see just how many people will actually be there and who. I think pretty much the whole gang that was there last year and then some. Trying to coerce other people to come in, hang out with us. But it's still a great time regardless. So we have to order our tent yet. We haven't done that. I've been trying to wait for it to go on sale, but it never goes on sale, so it's just gonna have to be is what it is. The tent that we used last year is way too small. It was cramped for just Katie and I because it's just a little dome tent. A nice one, but still small, and with the addition of River and being able to take care of a baby out of it for 3 days, I just figured it's time for something bigger. And I don't like to buy crap if I can help it, because I want it to last and do a good job. So it ends up being a little more expensive than I'd like. But it is what it is. Katie, do you copy?
Yeah, what's up?
Just wondering if there's anything interesting on chat.
Everyone's just saying hi.
Well, that's interesting. So we're working on that. I'd like to get it in time where you can have River in it a few times before we actually go. She's growing so fast. I don't think walking is going to be too much of a problem for her within this month. It's going to be a lot of fun though. Last year we went there, well, see, this is the beginning of August, and River was born at the end of August on the 23rd, so the people that saw Katie saw her at pretty much peak pregnancy mode, and she'll finally get to see Katie in her normal non-pregnant mode and get to see what was in her belly before she came out. And this is going to be our first major trip with her. I call it major because it's, more than half hour away.
Foxy says we need a 2-story tent now.
I don't know about 2-story tents. We're getting along just fine with our 1-story house, so I don't know if the tent has to be 2 stories. I've seen those though, I think.
Flatbed sets or a tent with wheels.
Oh no. Like a stroller tent? We're gonna have at least a bug guard for her stroller. It'll just be different kind of an experience for us, and I think for everyone that's there. Even though we've been there last year, it's going to be different this time. I think it's going to be better. I don't know if I ever said this.
Foxy wants to recreate the photo we did last year and Cold River where the baby bump was.
You mean the part that she edited out for us?
Yeah.
Either that or I'll hoist her on my shoulders so she can be seen. So then there's going to be a lot more people, and they'll all be standing like 2-3 rows deep. I was going to talk about something and I decided maybe not to. I don't know. Well, this is what I was thinking. I know Foxy's watching. I thought about this while thinking about your guys' wedding and all the stuff that you're trying to prepare and take care of in like a couple months worth of time, and time's ticking down. There's probably a lot of stress and anxiety with that. Granted, I know that you go through that because you love the fish keeping hobby and you love everyone involved and the people that are going to show up. So it's totally worth it, but I do know that it's got to be stressful. And I had just told Katie, man, I wish that we had our... Dude, squirrels coming after me. Just kidding. I wish that we would have had things a little more together here. Meaning that we didn't deal with the greenhouse and whatnot. Bugs. Because I would have just offered to have the cookout here instead. We have plenty of yard. Granted, it's in town, but we have enough space to actually do it as well. There's enough ground area for tents and parking. Though it's along the street, we know the businesses across the way with the parking lot. Could have worked out a deal for the weekend or anything. I mean, we're on a corner lot that's rather large, so I mean, there's parking all up and down. And just to help you guys, we're not being able to pull that off this year, and of course it's way too early. But if that ever becomes a thing where you want to take the stress off of you or alternate it or something, we'd be more than glad to host a cookout at our place at one point, if you think that would work. Anyhow, like I said, I can't see the chat, so I don't know what the responses are to that. I think it's time to crack a beverage. I think, yeah.
Jeff said I'm short enough to be in the front row, and then said Jill and he will stand next to myself, and we can put Jake in the back row.
Thanks, Jeff. That's fine. I'm always willing to be in the back row.
Louie says she has 14 acres for tents.
14 what?
Acres.
Oh, anchors, okay. It sounded different when I first heard it. Is Lumi coming to the cookout? Is that what that
Foxy
means?
said the barbecue is the break from the madness. I just booked an extra year for us this year. We shouldn't be getting married again, so that'll be done.
Yeah. That's what I kind of thought. I wish that we had had stuff together here. Like I said, at least for this year, and we didn't. It would have been nice to like just be able to offer that kind of help. But we're gonna come Friday. Don't know exactly what time. As soon as we possibly can.
He is not coming, sadly.
Lumi's not coming?
No. And Sarah's laughing because you said anchors instead of acres.
Oh, acres? Well, it sounded like something else, and then it sounded like anchors, like steaks. I don't know. There must be a delay from what you're watching to what I'm doing.
Like a 5 second. 5 seconds.
You came out here?
Just for a second.
You're not going to come over and say hi on camera?
Give me a minute. The monitor's gotta turn on so we can monitor her.
Okay. Oh my goodness. The child has decided to play and occupy herself, which is great. She's super smart, so she's like, there's times where she's like just fine in her playpen in a safe place. You know, this is like rigged, so she's not going to hurt herself at all. And she sits down, talks to her animals. Sometimes she watches TV. Or we give her a book to look at and chew on. She's just happy. I'll sit there in the other room when she doesn't know I'm there and just listen to her. Blah, 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 blah. She's just talking and having a great time. And that's important, I think, when you're raising kids. And just turn off the screens. Let them use their imagination and have some alone time. And not be dependent. To be content and happy. You know, of course, everyone needs that. I'm not saying that neglect her on purpose, but, 5-10 minutes of, monitored time where we can monitor her. Excuse me. Oh my God. Squirrels are out to get me. Funk, where are you? You get my point. I don't need to. I over-explain myself a lot. Katie Poo. This last time I sang to you, somebody revved their engines all over crazy, so I probably shouldn't do that. I have some ideas for the new filtration system here on the pond. I've used a homemade rig. That's like usually the best thing when you're making a pond. For the last 4 or 5 years that we've had this pond up and going. I think we're in our 4th year with it. Which was basically a 5-gallon pail. Why am I bleeding there? Man, I'm sorry. I'll smear it on the post. I just looked at my leg and I'm freaking bleeding. I don't know why. Anyway. There's a 5-gallon pail.
Bunch.
Funk is?
Yeah, and Sarah says she wants us to timber pond.
Sarah? Oh, Sketty Nona?
Yeah.
To just come to her place. Or put on enough videos to show you how we do it. I got so much footage of playing around with this thing. Problem is, I put the computer in the fish room, and this time of year it gets very hot and humid in there. Even what the humidity we got under control pretty much. It's the heat, and I don't want it to overheat. I just don't want to cause any damage to it because I'm spending a lot of money on it. Payment plan. Anyway, the filter I used to use was a 5-gallon pail. In the bottom I had lava rocks. In the middle, well, in the bottom I put a pump and covered it in lava rocks. Then put polyfill in the middle, and then on top I cut out a circle piece of 2-inch foam to fit over top of it. And then a hole through the middle for the hose to come out and the power cord, and a lid that allowed me to do that as well. And the top of the lid also had big holes cut out for water to go in, and I dipped the whole bucket into the pond. So that pump would suck in water going through the top of the lid through all that filter media, and then back out to the waterfall that you see there. I didn't like the fact that I had to put the whole bucket inside of the pond and made maintenance kind of a pain in the butt. Last year I didn't really maintain it at all, I just let it keep running. I have a different plan for this year. And it's reusing an FX6 filter that the motor has broke down on. That's all I'm going to say for now, because I don't have the idea completely worked out. It was just an idea that came up today in my mind. So if I sit down and think about it, sketch some things out, try a few things and experiment, we'll see how it goes, and I'll make some video on it. But my idea is at least keep the filter outside of the pond, so it's easier to check on and maintain. So, the greenhouse we got planted. Katie's got tomatoes in there and peppers and carrots and onions and some ornamental plants. I don't know them all. If she was able to come over and talk about it, then that'd be cool. Okra.
And muskmelon.
Why don't you come over and wave hi?
Huh?
Can you come at least wave hi?
Yeah.
Grab your monitor. No? Oh no, here she comes. Oh, here she comes. Watch out, boys, she'll chew you up. So is the chat showing up on screen?
Yeah, on my
when you're
screen,
watching?
and it's on the live screen. So
Yeah.
it's got to be a setting on your phone. We'll have to play with it backstage. Get someone to come in and
Liz, I don't... You're gonna call help?
not
I'm a
now.
man, I don't need help.
Not now. Later, so we can figure this out because it happened before and we figured it out and you forgot how to fix it.
No, something different. That was the microphone.
No, the chat thing happened before too.
I know.
It's, I think, before you stream. What if you click on this?
No. She ended up turning it off.
Well, it's
It's not the point. You're supposed to say hi to people and talk to them.
Hi. It's book time and bath time, so it's getting down to the point of getting ready for bed. Hopefully we can go to bed before 10 o'clock tonight.
B.
I'm a bee.
The lovely Katie, everybody. Hate to see you go. Love to watch you leave. All right. "26 minutes in. Who cares? Trying to remember all the stuff I wanted to think about. You know, one of these days, I mean, this is 63rd one. It's at least 63 weeks. Whom? Melvin?
Yep.
Cool. Thank you, Melvin. I could get up and do a tour of some stuff, I guess. Done that before. Katie's going back inside. So yeah, here's the shade cloth installed around the around the pond, I mean. I still got some junk to clean up next to the old greenhouse cover. It looks so much better though. It's back up. It's become like a tourist attraction. These people drive by, they stop, they just stare. There's a major road right here, just that cut across road between the two highways. So you can blame us for all the people missing the stop sign, I guess. Sorry, trying to get backwards. There we go. So the cookout is on our
Tell them
minds.
about the cops finally sat up here and caught a bunch of people.
Yeah, Katie said that city cops finally sat out here this last weekend on Sunday and hid out by our house, kind of, well, it's over this way. There's a Restore there. That's the back side of a big building, you can see. And monitored the intersection over there. Maybe this person will do it, so you'll see. Oh, they're stopping. Most of the time, people will fly through that intersection. Both ways. And he wasn't out here less than like 3 minutes before lit somebody up. And he got done, came back again, less than 2-3 minutes of just getting parked and lit someone up for running the stop sign 3 times, and then he was done. He must got called to something else or whatever. But I told them that you could sit here all day and make money for the town. You know how many people I watch come down this little, it's not much of a hill, it doesn't look like much, but it's definitely downgrade, the top and all down. And they'll be looking at their phone while they scream right through that stop sign. I mean, they're speeding for one thing, and then they just fly right through it. And this is where Katie goes for walks. We go for walks together with River. Her mom lives kitty corner on this intersection, and she's walking back and forth. We have several families and friends that live around this neighborhood that take their pets for walks all the time, kids on bikes. And I would just hate to see somebody get creamed in this intersection one day from one of them idiots that are just not paying attention. And so it was nice to see them finally monitoring this area a little bit. Wish they'd do it more, or do something, put a light around the stop sign or something, I don't know. Mostly I just wish people weren't so much idiots. Inconsiderate or just dumb. There's even a few people I've seen scream through there and they're looking straight ahead. They're not paying attention, they're just on a mission. If they do see it, they don't care. That's not, at least if they're watching, it may not hit somebody when they do something like that. But it's worse if you're just, I watched a guy on a motorcycle come down, and for this whole block, he was playing around with something on the seat behind him, screaming down here, totally looking behind him on a motorcycle, right through the intersection, right through the stop sign. Enough about bitching about my street. I can do that all day. So, should go on a walkabout. It's halfway through the stream. I don't have a list of members to read off, but I do want to take a moment to say thank you to our channel members, people that pay their own hard-earned money to become members of our channel. Right now we have 2 tiers that you can go about, 99 cents a month or $1.99. If you'd like to become a member, we do put out members only content. We have all of our videos are 3 days early, so members first. There are member stickers that we give out if you're willing to give us a mailing address. So, and we try to offer things more for our members because we realize that they are giving money. But all the money is put towards our channel, to our, not just our channel, but to our fish keeping hobby, our plant keeping hobby. And we're working on stuff. Having a baby makes it a little harder. You know, life comes first, but we are actively trying to keep our channel up and going and having things to offer. There's lots and lots of footage. I never stop taking footage. It's the editing part. So that's the other thing that I'm currently trying to work on, is getting the computer out of the fish room. Like I said, it gets hot in there. I just like a more comfortable space in the house that's devoted to sitting down and editing. I invested in all the equipment. I have the software and the ability to create some really cool stuff. I could just put things out raw and unedited, but you know, I don't want things to be boring. See, that guy was staring. Him and his old wife. It's fine. I don't mind it. What was I saying? Shorts are fun for that, but half the fun for me is editing things. And anyhow, I want to set that up inside the house. So we're currently working on stuff. That's my point.
We said she's got everything on order Wofford Pond over to solar power, and it's shipping now.
Who said that?
Lumi.
Sweet. Yeah, Lumi, I highly recommend if you can keep it all solar powered. That's awesome. We did have it solar powered. Behind me there are the solar panels.
Flatbed said, I can attest to the members only clips are videos of Jake's feet in different poses, LMAO.
Oh, Flatbed's always trying to stir up trouble. But I like him. Do not listen to Flatbed. There is no, as of yet, there's no such videos. Well, that's a pretty good idea. Maybe I should do that. Then would you become a member? Maybe I should go for a jaunt. Show you guys some stuff. Yeah, why not? But first, a small break. I like to take this moment for myself to take a break, to use the restroom. If you have to as well, go for it. I'm saying sitting next to this waterfall, making them tickling sounds, makes it a lot harder to not have to go pee. So I'm going to remove my microphone, aim you at the pond. Bring it up a little closer. Pond potty break. Pond potty break. Be right back. The microphone back on. All right. Let's see if can you see any of the fish in there? I'm gonna switch this camera around, guys. Give me a second. Back. hard with the glare from there, but see how murky the water is? It's just because there's no filter on it. Fishy, fishy, fishies. Hey, fishies. Ah! I could just grab them. There's some of their mouths are so big. Ah! They put my whole finger inside. Fishies, come here. We put Rivers, dipped her feet in here and they were nibbling on her toes. She was giggling. Giggling but unsure of like, are they gonna eat my toes? It feels so funny when you grab your finger. Good thing they have no teeth. At least any that I can feel. That's the big guy. He got my whole pinky in his mouth. At least the tip, just the tip. I sit out here and I like giggle like a little kid when I do that. I can't even help it. There's no way you're gonna stick your hand in there and have fish nibble at them and not just like giggle like a little girl. You see some weeds and stuff that we got to pull out of there. The grass is doing pretty good. You got some wild, I don't know what she calls it. She knows what it is. This driftwood is never going to sink again. My air hose is currently out of there. I should shut the air pump off. Yeah, the hornwort, they're just not eating it. They can get to it. At least I found there's something that I can put in there that fish aren't going to eat up. Of course, as soon as I got away from the thermocell over there, mosquitoes just start going crazy. The other pond. What? Yes, you are. We sell your legs. So I gotta change these out. So when the fuchsia buds fall out, they'll last a lot longer if you just kind of dip them in these things that I made for growing plants. Fuchsia petals fall, the flower buds. Are there any that are decent? Most of them are kind of dried out. Is there a fresh one that fell? This one's not too bad. Okay. So they hang upside down. If you put them in here, then you got yourself a little flower holder. Instead of that bud drying out right away, it'll last a few days. It's just like picking flowers and putting them in a vase. I don't pick the buds on purpose, but they do eventually fall off. But it makes for a pretty little thing. Actually, Sue, Katie's mom, is the one that did that. So I asked Katie, I saw it one day, I'm like, did you put that in there? I'm like, did your mom? She's like, I don't know. Must have, because I didn't. Anyway, let's look at some of these Asiatic lilies. Set the tripod up a little bit. pretty nice. There's so many of them they can barely bloom. It's so dense with, because here's one that hasn't bloomed, a green one, all these buds yet. But they're not. Even low ones on the ground. Ooh, that's my feet. There's low ones down here. Some that are taller. It's very cool. Sorry, I'm trying to fidget with the carrying a tripod around. They're just so pretty. I remember them being a deeper red last year, so this year they're almost like a hot pink. So we call them flamingos. Flamingo pink Asiatic lilies. Very cool. Just going over here. We have morning glories and such. They're starting to climb pretty good behind here. But it's still a work in progress. My salvia's coming up fairly well. The coleuses are doing pretty decent. Yeah, I'm getting bitten up by the mosquitoes of Wisconsin. I'm afraid of going out to the greenhouse, not for the mosquitoes. It's probably better in there, but if I stand by the thermosol, it's not so bad. I just don't know if I'm gonna get reception in there. I guess we can try it. You'll let me know? I can put it up, the camera up by the door, and then you can see. What? Well, that's fine. We'll be fine. Usually the skeeters aren't too bad. They came out tonight though, because I think it's going to storm. Definitely going to storm. Forgive the mess. I'll show you what we did with the tomato strings. So now we have all these posts in here, 4x4s. Got 3 uprights. I tied some paracord across instead of using tomato cages. Reel you down a little bit. So the tomatoes, we've got a zillion of these clips. These are the big ones. We have a bunch of small ones hanging up there, and as they grow all the way up there, I can tie them off. It'll be great. Tie them off all across here. Actually, I have one clipped here right now. Just getting them trained to kind of stay close to the center. So that was the thing, even with the tomato cages, we'd have big branches lopping over and such. Ideally, I'd like to grow them hydroponically and upside down, but I'll figure that out some other time. Anyways, even with cages, they'd fall over. You'd have to like clip them up on each other. We had big stakes in the middle as well. Just figured this would work a lot better. Plus I can adjust these up and down as I like and add more. Top line. I love that knot. Someday I should do that on my other channel, is show like how to tie knots. I know there's lots of that out there, but I love this one because you can just as easily, I don't know if you can even see it. Let's show a little thing on knots. If you want to do something similar and you don't know how this is done, I'll get it up close, show you how. Okay, I don't know if it'll focus if I stand behind it. So the cool thing about this knot, and I have a clothesline out back with between two trees. It's been up since we moved in, and I've never had to tighten it. This knot, you can loosen it up. See, you can also pull it tight. It's great for camping if you want to set up a tarp or a clothesline to dry stuff off. It'll stay tight. It's never going to loosen up on itself. The tighter you make it, the tighter it tightens up on itself. And to loosen it, all you gotta do is relieve a little bit of the tension by pulling over on it and slide it back. To do this knot, it's very easy, especially if you're using it in this fashion, because you take it and wrap it around your tree or post or whatever you have your working end. So you can give it a little yank and really hold tight on this end, and you can keep this hand on here. You can tie this with one hand. Go over top once, over top again, then back around this way and over top of this line that you're holding on to. Go over top of this line and go over top the tight one and come up underneath. And you got it. It'll stay as tight as it can be until maybe this stretches out a little bit over time. But after a while, this paracord doesn't stretch out anymore. And you can almost play a low E on the guitar with this thing. Boom. Just a really easy, simple knot to use to do all sorts of stuff. So I got them tied all the way up. I might add one more in here because I feel like I need another set somewhere in here. And you can start your tomatoes out small and just keep training them to go to the line, clip them to the line, and it gives them support all up and down the entire row. No more tomato cages. I really don't like tomato cages, especially when it comes time to like harvest your tomatoes. They just get in the way. And with those clips in this, you can constantly adjust them. When you don't need them anymore, then you can take them off, clip it to something else. But yeah, I still haven't got the solar powered system out here. It's sitting in the shed. It's going to be mounted there along with a fan. and a vent in that door. That piece of styrofoam is going to go away. We got peppers in these pots again temporarily just because it was running late in the season. This is how we did it before. I want to do something different with the peppers than this. This is a lot of space that's just not being used to its full potential. And that stock tank that doesn't hold water anymore, so we're using it for dirt and some carrots and things in there. We got some screws, we gotta buy some more. These are gonna go all along this I-beam underneath for hanging plants, which is gonna be awesome because we couldn't really do much for hanging plants out here before having this frame up, the wooden part of the frame. You just didn't want to hang stuff on the metal. We hung very light things like unused pots that were very, empty ones that were light. These tomato cages. I like to use those for the peppers. Those would work good for peppers. The tomatoes, when we grow them, man, they get like 7 feet tall. So, like I said, a lot of mess. We're working on it. It's gonna be awesome. $18 still watching at the end of the stream. That's awesome. And I managed to show a little bit of fish. And here's the solar panels that are set up for the greenhouse. This pond here, not doing much over here yet. Since we got the other pond liner, I want to get that set up out here in conjunction. This is an old greenhouse frame we just used for string lights. I might mount the solar panels on there instead of the way I have it over there. But anyways, it's kind of an overgrown garden area. It's had some neglect. It's actually kind of cool though. Just needs a little more TLC. It's hard when most of our TLC goes to our little one, but nature finds a way of taking care of itself. It's the way it was designed. We got cucumbers growing over here. They're gonna have to grow a lot more than that. It's July. All this mess of wood, I gotta get organized. I like it if I put it all like that. But no. There's other solar panels which are just been keeping batteries charged all winter long under there, but they're not being used for anything right now because, well, like our reason for everything else, not enough time. The boat pond is we're gonna make this boat pond great again. Yeah. So guys, what do you think? They're doing all right. Could be better. It also could be a lot worse. Best part about these wireless mics is that the range is amazing. I'm not going to do a range test because you can go like 300 yards away, at least 400 yards maybe, and still be crystal clear. There's a big storm coming tonight, so we have to pull down some of these hanging pots here and just set them down or bring them in the greenhouse. You don't want winds knocking them down. It's probably going to happen while we're sleeping, so we'll get prepped for that. Hopefully, maybe if River goes to bed at a decent time, I'll be able to get a haircut. I used to cut my own hair, but lately, since being with Katie, she's been doing it for me and doing an awesome job. I love it. And it's easier than trying to do it, with a mirror, looking into a mirror and buzzing my head. But I can if I need to. But why? If you have a Katie, and I have a Katie, so I'll see how that works. Maybe I'll get a haircut tonight. I hope so. I don't like my hair being shaggy around the back and sides, especially in the summertime. In the summertime. All right. Well, I guess I'd like to thank you guys very, very much for coming and hanging out with us. And for those that keep coming back here every week, you're amazing friends. I fail to come up with words to tell you how much I appreciate that. It's the reason why we keep doing this. And like I've said before, even if we get so busy and we can't keep putting out videos like we want to, I try hard as hell to at least go live once a week on Monday nights, 6 p.m. Central, called The Case of the Mondays, where everyone can kind of just hang out for a while, wishing the weekend wasn't over yet. Well, like I said, I appreciate each and every one of you. You just being you. It's such a good feeling to know you're alive. Such a happy feeling growing inside. You wake up ready to say, I think I'll get rid of some duckweed today. Yuck. Duckweed isn't that bad. Could be worse. Front camera time. How about front camera? There we go. So I can say goodbye to you guys in person. Because I love you. I love you so much. I love you. I love you. I pinch you. See you guys. Have a great night. We'll see you in next week. If not, we'll see you in the next stream. Probably at Funk's, if he's not on already. Later.